Hello guys, and welcome to what is probably the last episode of this guide of the series. So let's start off by copying and pasting the last step where we left off, and let's make it an episode 7. Okay, I prepared the goal here as well. Okay, and we need to implement in this episode the sort and the search for our main page. Okay, so how will we do this? Let me first show you what we need to have for our main page to make this work. So currently we have this observable collection of the items, but this observable collection does not have so we need to, if we want to filter this collection, we need to remove some items from it. But in that case we would lose these items, but we want to keep them still. For example, when the user decides to clear the search filter, or when we are sorting, we still want to keep the original somehow. And we can do this by creating our custom collection. And let's start by doing that. Where should we put this? We will put this in a new folder, and let's call it collections. And let's add a class called, let's say, how do you call, task collection. And let's make it inherit observable collection of task UI. Okay. And for now, even with this, I'm pretty sure we can just replace this here already with the task collection. And I'm pretty sure it will work properly, like this. And let's run the application once so that since we deleted all the bin and object files between the episodes, let's make it build once and let's make sure this still works. So let's take a brief pause and let's wait for it to work. In the meantime, let's think about it. How should we implement this? So what do we need to have in that collection? We need filtering and sorting. I put the sorting first in the order, but maybe filtering should be there as well. Should be first in our... We'll see, actually. Let's just see that the application is working well. Still, that we didn't break anything. And let's see where we are using items in here. We are using it on a few places. When we are initializing, when we are searching for the item, when we are adding, and when we are removing items. Okay. Okay, so we didn't break anything. That's nice to see. First of all, before we even go into this, let's just make some bindings for the search bar and the sort button. Sort button, we are happy with the size 30, I think it's fine. But this sort needs to be bound to, let's say, sort descending, which can be true or false depending on the sort property now. and this will have mode two-way, so our control will notify our view model of the sort descending property. And let's bind this text of the search bar to a property called search text. And let's now implement these two properties on our view model. Let's start with private string search text and public string search text like this. And set, we'll use set property search ref to search text and value. Okay. And private boolean sort descending. And let's public boolean sort descending, set the value. Okay. And now we will have methods for on search text changed. Let's generate a method and a method on sort descending changed here. Okay, sorry. And we will do something with our collection with these two methods. So let's put them somewhere else where our methods will be. So this region is for the properties. Okay, so let's see how should we keep all the items? So, and how should we access each item for editing in a fast way? For example, when we are editing, we are using this first method, which is not really efficient. So this searches the whole collection for the item. When we get in a situation like this, you can think of, I usually think of dictionary in this situation, because dictionary has that fast searching by a key. So we can say that we have, so make a constructor. So let's say we have a private read-only dictionary of our key is string, the task ID, and the item is task UI. Okay, and in this collection we will keep all our items, and in the observable collection we'll just keep the items we are showing on the UI. So first let's see the methods that we are using. So we are using insert. So let's try to override insert. It actually allows us to override it. Let me see. Insert item, move item, remove item, set item. But let's see. So we can override insert, but we need insert method, right? Which is not overrideable. So let's hide it. Let's hide these methods by using a new keyword. Okay, and let's then call base.insert index and item. But we also wanna, in our tasks dictionary, which we will rename to all tasks, we wanna add a new item by task.id, item.id, and the item which is bound there. Okay, let's do the similar for the remove. Let's make this public, not protected. Public new void remove. Let's call base.remove. And this is task UI item. And let's all task dot remove by the item.id. Okay. What else do we have here? If we search for the items, we have the add method. So let's make a public new for the add. Public new void add task UI item. And we will do this, but with the ID. And we will do base.add the item. And what else? Let's search. We have this first. Instead, let's use, I don't know if the observable collection has a find method. No. Let's use the find method, or build our own find method. Okay, so let's close these out and create a new one. So public task UI find string key, and we'll just return all tasks of key. Or actually we'll do like all task contains key, return the task key, otherwise we will return null. This looks better. And we can already use that method here to replace this. We can say items.find and use this data.taskID. By doing this, let's see now if there's anything left. Sorry, items, remove, add, find, and insert. Let's see if we broke anything. Should be fine. And if we didn't, we can start building our sort and search and sort. Okay. So what was it when we added the item? Okay. We didn't break the edit, so we know that this part here with the find works. Let's just save this to show you. Items.find still works, and it now works way faster than it used to be. So that's good. Okay. And now let's see. On the search text changed. In our collection, let's create a method, two methods. Let's start with sort. Actually, for some reason I put it in the episode goal first to implement, so let's implement that first. So public void sort with the boolean sort descending. Okay. Let's call it here items dot sort with the bool sort descending, or just sort descending. We know it's okay. And let's see what will happen here. So what do we want to do with our items? So if we are filtering something, we want to sort those items as well. So we want to work with the current items that are there. So with our actual items in the observable collection, in this observable collection. So um, let's see how we should do this. So this dot let's see. So we are inside this collection, which usually is items. Let me think about this. So how do we implement this? Usually you would, on the view model, you would have items. Actually, the items is property of our own collection. So let's use it. Let's see what happens with the items here. Let's see if these items are the same. When we press this button, it should now show us that, yeah, this is the two items that we have to work with. That's nice. And what do we want to do with this? We want to say something like items dot use the link system.link system.link. We want to order by the items, the deadline, or we want to do items dot order by descending by deadline. So based on if sort descending is sent, we want to order these items descending. Otherwise, we want to order them by normal way, so ascending order. But we could work with, I'm pretty sure we can work with this. Okay? And so this is some sort of a result, and we need to say that this collection now is ordered. So how we will do that? We will use this dot clear, and then we will say var sorted items equals based on the sort descending like this, right? And then for each item in sorted items, this dot add the item. but we don't want to add it to the dictionary because we already have it in the dictionary. This is just sorting the items that are shown. So let's test this out. We'll need some more items to actually see if this will work. So these two have a very different daytimes. Let's add some more tasks. Let's say this one is 25, 25, 22, 12. Okay. Let's add something like task for test 1 to 3, 1 to 3. Let's say this is 27th. And now when you press this button, so this dot clear should remove all items because this now has 0 items. But so when we go over the sorted items, oh yeah, we never saved these items that we have. So items copy equals this dot to list. So in this way we will copy the items, and then on the working copy we will then order it, and then or we could just no, this is the proper way. So let's try that again. When we press this button, yeah, you can see now it should work proper. Okay, so we have some sort of an error here. Set value sort on the sort button. Exception has been thrown by the target of invocation. Oh, let's use base, not this, but base. Base is proper to use because if we use this add, we will be, we will be adding it to the dictionary where there is already that item. So yeah, let's use base for this. So this is all confusing at first, but now I'm also getting the grasp of it again, so you can watch my learning progress. So yeah, base.clear, and now everything works fine as it should be. As you can see, when we press this button, it changes the order, but the first order, so when we restart the application, you'll see the first order is the ascending order, and that is fine. But when we press this button, yeah, it actually works. It works proper. I thought that the initial value was false, but was not correct, but it's actually nice. Okay, so sorting is done, and now let's implement the filter. So public void filter and string search text. So how do we implement the search, the filter? Let's see. Items.filter based on the search text. Okay, so how do we filter the items based on the search text? So um, let's take this all the items. So it means in all tasks we'll take all the values, and where they contain where their name that contains the search text or their description contains the search text. This is the values that we want. Okay, so filtered items is this. So all the values that contain either in their name or in the description the search text. And what do we do then? We we should now set all the items to these values. So we will do the similar with this here. We'll call base.clear. Let's make an override for clear as well. Void clear, where we will say all tasks clear and base.clear, so that the Visual Studio doesn't scream at us using base for no reason. Now we are using base for a reason, because our collection now has the clear method, which hides the original clear method. So we will base.clear, and then, as the Visual Studio recommended, for each. Okay, let's try to get that recommendation again. For each var item in filtered items, we will base.add the item, and this will be added on the UI. But I would like to also, besides just filtering them, let's also order them by, let's say, x to x dot index, x dot name dot index of search text, or and then by maybe then by x dot description index of search text. There is one issue here though. Let's say if search text string dot is null or white space, let's say is null or empty, then we wanna do we want to reset all the items, and otherwise we want these filtered items to be this, but this is I ordered enumerable, so let's make enumerable empty for this, and let's say the filtered items equals all tasks dot values, and otherwise filter items are these. But when the search text is null or empty, we want to apply the sort in that case as well. Because why not? We should be applying the sort. So let's say, let's copy this. Let's add a parameter bool sort descending. So that we can sort the items. Actually, let me think about this. Do we need this actually? Let's just keep it simple for now. But yeah, we wanna also do one more thing. We want the search to be not case sensitive. So therefore, let's say search text equals search text to lower invariant. But this search text could be null or empty. So let's first set the search text to this, and then now this name and description also needs to be to lower invariant to match. Okay, looks a bit complicated, but it's very simple. Okay, let's try this out. As you can see, let's say new. As you can see, as we are typing, it's all working fine. Let's try to sort them. It's all working fine. Let's say new or n. It's all working fine as well. But when we clear, let's say this is the order we want after we clear. We didn't get that order. So 12 should be first after clearing. See, it's in the wrong order. So we need to send the order here as well to actually reset the items properly. And let's send it here. And let's copy this out here, but instead of items copy, we'll be using the all items all tasks dot values. Okay, and now this should work way better. Let's test it out. I press N, press clear, okay. Let's set the new one, the order up. And press N and clear. The order is still the one we left off. So yeah, seems to be working properly. Only thing I'm not sure about whether or not these two should be like ordered by descending maybe. So the higher the index of the search, let's say task, let's say we have two items with the text description. Let's say three items. Let's add a new one. Test for a far test far description, something like this. Oh yeah, we also want to filter the items when we come back from the add or edit page. Let's search for this, and this actually works fine for the description and for the title. Let's see for the title. Task X description. Okay, so you might know what I'm trying to achieve here. So when I search for description, okay, so it prefers description over title. What if we invert these? Like this? Let's see. Yeah, so now it's preferring title over description. This is probably because description, yeah, it first orders them by description and then by the title, and this is exactly what we want. We didn't want to order by the description, by the name first. You first want to order them by the description if you want to have a priority on the title. And this is it, this is working fine. The only thing left is when we add a new task so that it shows up with the filter active. Okay. So let's fix that as well. So what do we need to do to apply the filter? we just need to call this method when we either add or edit item. So after this, let's just call this method, and that should be enough to actually let's see. So if we have no filters, let's try to add new item. Test task 1, test description 1, doesn't matter, deadline in the future, save. You can see the test task 1 is ordered, but what if we have a filter and add a task that's in the past? It's not here. But what if we add a task 6 that has an add in its description? Keyword add. Then it shows up during the filtering. You can see. Okay, so that's nice. Okay, so the only thing left is this underline that's kind of not fitting the design. I would like to remove it. Let's remove some items as well to see our application works. And you can see it's very similar to the goal application that I've already prepared. As you can see, this is the only thing we are missing is the underline removed from this control. I will not yet mark it as saved as completed. Let's just try to remove this underline from our search bar. And I will take a short break, be right back and continue the recording. Okay, let's now try to implement the removal of this underline in this text in this search bar. And I want to achieve this using Xamarin Effects. I will show you how to. So effects are cool because you can apply an effect to the existing controls without creating a renderer. But as you can see, something like this. So let's try and make our own effect. Let's create first a folder for effects. And let's add a new class called no underline effect. And it needs to be a routing effect. Xamarin Forms. Okay. And let's generate the constructor. Okay, so they're using my company dot name of focus effect for the unique identifier. So in our keys, let's also add a public static class called project and a public constant string name is a good name for it. And project name is task manager. Okay, so let's use that. So let's write it as project dot name and dot name of no underline effect. Okay, and in the Android project, we also need a new folder called effects, and then a new class, and let's call it no underline effect, but Android. Okay, and let's now see how we can create an Android effect. So first we need these two. So we need to define resolution group name, and we have it in the project dot name. It is this my company part, and similar to renderer, we export the effect by declaring the type we're using. It's this one, and the name of the R no underline effect that is in the shared project. For some reason it doesn't allow us to. Let me see. Using task manager episode 1.fx. What's going on here? Oh, it's internal class. Needs to be public. Now we can use our no underline effect. And let's make this public as well. And only two methods that we actually need is on attached and on detached. So we'll override. First of all, let's see we need to also inherit the platform effect, and implement the abstract class requires us to have these two methods. On detached we'll do nothing there, but on attached we want to actually remove the underline. And let's also in our main page, let's also add the effect to the search bar, and we do it simply by saying searchbar dot effects, and we use no underline effect, and let's format this. Okay, it's as simple as that. Oh yeah, it's saying it's not. Now it should be fine. So our constructor was not public. Okay. So let's see if this works just by, if this works only this part, this empty part with unattached. Let's see if it actually attaches to the control. Sorry, actually, let me cancel the build. Let me show you. Let's place if element is null and if control is not equal null. I just want to show you what happens in the effect. So on attached you will gain access to element and control similarly to renderers. The element is the Xamarin Forms element, and the control is the native control. So if we take a look on this, it's our Xamarin Forms search bar, and our control is Android widget search view. Okay, but we don't have any code yet. Here we see it attached itself by hitting the breakpoint here. So we can Google Xamarin, remove search bar underline. And when I Google this, no actual solution worked for me. For example, let's try this one. This is Android content res. You see, there's no resources get identifier method for this one, so we need to somehow get the search plate in some other way. And I thought about what if we just use resource.id dot search plate, something like this. Let's take a break. Let's put a breakpoint here. Let's see if this will work, because this is the auto-generated resource ID. Okay, and the plate is null, and we will get an exception. So how do we do this? How do we fix this problem? Again, by Googling, but this time I will show you. You can Google if you are not able to find anything Xamarin related. You could try and Google it in Android. So we know that this control, native control, is called search view. Remove underline. And then the first result on the Stack Overflow will give you something like even in the attempt of solution you can see what they are doing in the Android. So let me try to copy and paste this. And let's try to translate this from Android to Xamarin.Android code. So search view is our control. So let's say if control is search view, Android widget search view. What do we do then? Then we search view with get context. So let's try to find a method called get context. There is none, but usually how Android works, this get context or get resources is actually a property, and in C# properties don't have the get before their name. So we could try just context dot resources dot get identifier, and now this works. Okay, a view. Oh yeah, let's call this var. And now if our search plate is not null, we can do this. Again, the methods are in Pascal case in Xamarin, and here we just need transparent Android color. So let's make a using not conflict with Xamarin Fonts color. Let's make a using Android color equals Xamarin dot for Android dot or Android dot Android dot graphics dot color, and let's use Android color dot transparent, and let's see if this works. Okay, our control is search view. Search plate ID, it's now a different number. And now the search plate is not null. And we can set its background color to transparent. And as you can see, we successfully removed the underline here. And the project is actually complete. It's looking like exactly like the one that we wanted. Completed that today, but let's make it over the deadline. That's it. That's it for the series. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will put the source code of each episode in the description, and I will try to describe each episode in the description as well. And that's it basically. So this is our simple task manager application. Hope you like it. Hope it maybe it will help you with your job interview or something. I don't know. So yeah, thank you for watching, and this is the last episode of the show. So maybe see you in the next tutorial I make, if I do some, if I do one. Okay, goodbye.